Today on Need for Speed Heat, we're going to take a look at a common question that I've been hearing a lot. What should I start with for off-road? What's the best off-road car? Well, rather than look at what exactly is the best off-road car, because honestly I don't know. I haven't done all the testing. I've yet to come up with a formula until now as to how to test what's your best starting car for off-road. So today we're going to actually take a look at different types of vehicles that you can use and what their benefits are. So starting out here, you can see we got the Ford F-150 Raptor. You take a look at this, it's a truck, obviously equipped for off-road. This is primarily what most people are going to think to take off-road, your trucks and your SUVs. I'm lumping them all together just for the sake of keeping this short. So our basic formula is we're going to try to use all super parts or below, super plus parts. I believe you can get these at level 21 or 22. Either way, you should have super plus parts available by the time you get to the off-road events and have them unlocked. One thing I'm not going to do is downgrade vehicles, and this is how we're going to kind of determine what's good, what's not. And the Ford Raptor actually comes with an Elite Plus transmission equipped, so we're not going to downgrade it to get it down to our lowest common parts. We are going to be using dual turbochargers as far as force induction goes, just to keep everything even across the boards. This is one of the best force inductions that I've found all across the boards for racing. You can see we got super parts, pro plus parts, and then to get to the performance grid we're using rally parts, and I'm actually using race tires to get to that full upper left hand corner in the performance grid. So another type of vehicle you're going to think to use for off-road is going to be your rally cars. One car that comes to mind is a Subaru Impreza WRX STI. This comes in a couple different trims as far as Impreza goes, and it's going to fall into the same category as your Focus RS, your Mini Countryman, and as you can see, full upper left-hand corner. Did the same thing, used rally suspension and rally differential, but we had to use super off-road tires in order to get that full upper left-hand corner. Again, dual turbocharger just to keep it even, and you can see what the parts are that I used. And lastly, and when you see this, yeah, what the hell? Alright, you got S2000, two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, got it slammed to the ground, stance to the max, ground effects. I mean, let's take a look at this thing. This is the last thing on earth you would, in reality, take off-roading. Everything's going to get ripped off. You're not going to get any traction. But as far as Need for Speed Heat's physics goes, you will actually be surprised what this car does. We didn't get to the full upper left-hand corner of the performance grid. Even with using rally parts, off-road tires, just wasn't possible. Anyway, any combination I could take, I just could not get full off-road. But you can see how we got the layout here. So, let's take these out testing. Alright, here we are at Inspiration. We're at level 160 out of a recommended 180. We're not going to use nitrous for our tests. Anytime I do this, because nitrous is so unpredictable, I just don't use it. And we're probably not going to finish first on this, and that's not really important. We're just going to get some times down so you can basically see what's going on here. Starting on Jenny 2 is a little bit boring. There's only 2 turns on it, so it doesn't really let the acceleration of the vehicle shine, and that's why we're going to do an Inspiration. It's more indicative of your typical off-road course with its corners. So let's get started. We are coming to the finish line. You can see without any nitrous, only levels under on a car that you'd never ever think to take off-road, and we finished 3rd place. Alright, let's take this for a few more runs and see if we can clock a better time, and then continue on. And that looks like it might be our best race. Yep. And you can see there we could have easily taken 2nd place if we'd played a little bit dirty and did a little bit of blocking there. Alright, I think that's a pretty solid time for the S2000. Let's go back to the garage and snag up our WRX. So here we are, back on Inspiration with our Subaru WRX. Now, that S2000 was just a demonstration, just to show that you can literally race anything off-road. We're 20 levels under, didn't use any nitrous, finished third a handful of times. If we'd have played a little bit of dirty racing on that last lap, easily could have pulled off a second place there without using nitrous and being 20 levels under. And I'm playing on hard, so yeah, it's if that doesn't scream that just about anything's viable, I'm not sure what does. But let's see what the Subaru WRX can do. I'm assuming it's going to do way better. We're pulling on first place here. We might actually be able to sneak out of first place on this 20 under without using anything. At very least, we're going to have a way better lap time. So here we are, coming up to our final lap. Didn't pull out first place, but you can see we easily staved off second place. Definitely be quite a bit quicker. First try, 3 seconds quicker already. So let's do a few more runs and see if we can get a better time. There you have it, first place, 20 under, no nitrous. We'll keep on going, see if we can get a better time, but WRX is not disappointing. Alright, back at the garage. We've got some solid times down with the S2000 and the Subaru WRX. Alright, here we are back at Inspiration with a F-150 Ford Raptor. We're going to do our last set of runs, get our times nailed down, and then we're going to go back and check the spreadsheet out and kind of go over what I thought about each car. Alright, here we are coming up to the finish line with the Ford F-150 Raptor. We're going to pull off a first place here, no nitrous, 20 under. And 54.96. It's a pretty solid time, but we're going to run a few more runs just to make sure. Alright, here we are back at the garage. We've got some solid times laid down. Now let's go take a look at a spreadsheet and get some afterthoughts on some of these cars. See what the actual time is, see who came out the top. Alright, here we are back at our spreadsheet, and let's take a look at some comparisons here and things you want to take into account when you're buying your first off-road vehicle. So we got the F-150 Raptor coming in at 54K. Cost to get up to your performance level 160 is another 140.5K for a total cost to start at 160, 194.5K. That's actually our most expensive vehicle in the list. You can see the 0 to 60 quarter mile times, and then our Inspiration best time was 253.63 seconds. Next, take a look at the Subaru WRX, which is actually the cheapest overall with 175.5K. Quick 0 to 60, a little bit better on the quarter mile time, our slowest overall top speed. Actually clocked in our best time, nearly 1 full second better than the Ford Raptor at level 160 on Inspiration. No surprise, everybody talks really highly about the WRX. What's surprising is, as much trash as everybody talks about the F-150, it came in really close to a very highly rated car, at least from what everybody says on Reddit and some of the other forums. And then the surprise car, the S2000. This is that car that I threw in the bunch because, you know, say you're a little short on cash, you spend all your money upgrading your car, and you get to the off-road and you just don't have anything else. You can bowl a little extra cash and do the off-road performance parts like the suspension, tires, and your differential. And for about 22.5K, you can actually convert your race car and take it off-road, and it will do just fine. It's 3.5 seconds off the time from the Ford Raptor, but again, you saw in the footage, we finished second without even using nitrous, and we were 20 points under the level 180 ranking for Inspiration. It's a solid car. It'll work. So we're actually going to continue on with this list, and I'm going to start making a rankings list of starter cars using the same formula that we have here. So final thoughts on the Ford Raptor. Pros, it starts out with Elite Plus transmission, which kind of helps out a little bit. This isn't a bad truck. Everybody says it sucks, it handles like a brick. It's a little slow in your 0 to 60 time. That might be what you're feeling, being a little sluggish. It turns in a little bit slow. It does push a little bit compared to the Subaru WRX. But that's a whole nother story. Again, just barely a second slower than WRX. Good overall vehicle. You really can't go wrong using this if you want to use one of the trucks. Number 2 on our list of 3 right now, and again, I'm trying to expand on that, and we'll do some more cars at a later time, but looks great. It's your typical off-road vehicle. I would highly recommend using this one if you feel like using a truck. And here we are with Subaru WRX. Again, I can see why this is such a highly touted car on Reddit and the forums. This works great for off-road. It's cheap, it's quick, it's nimble. Absolutely cannot go wrong. And all the praise that this car gets online so far with my testing, this car deserves its praise. And our last car of the bunch, the WTF on the plates S2000, slammed to the ground. What was I thinking taking this off-road? But hey, I proved you can. 3.5 seconds off the Ford Raptor time. Finished second without nitrous at 20 under on inspiration. What can you say? If you're in a pinch, this car will work. Just an afterthought. Again, there's nothing special I can say about the S2000. It was what it was. It was adequate. There's nothing really to tout about how this performed off-road. But again, I have tested all 3 of these cars extensively, from starter level all the way up through the 290 level races, and any one of these will do just fine. You can beat all those races, especially when you use nitrous and you get some of your other perks in there, no problem. So I guess in summation, use what you want to use. It really doesn't matter. Anything so far that I've tested will get you through the off-road races. So stay tuned. We're going to continue on with this starter car ranking list and hopefully expand on and get a legit list going here. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone.